Hey, 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 we are live, 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 live. I love it when I come here every week on Tuesdays, folks. Tuesdays, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Coach T in the house today. Coach Kim wasn't able to make it, and some other pressing things to get done. But I'm here, so we're here to talk about honor your health, right? Honor your health. And before we get into all of that, I have my notes here, so if I keep coming down, that's the reason why. But I'm really so happy to see you. I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that we're able to say we're here another day to take in what is so beautiful about ourselves when we really think about it. Okay, so let me introduce myself to folks who don't know me. And my name is Terrell Sally Holloman. I'm usually called Coach T with the red glasses. And I am a speaker, I'm an author, and I'm a blood type lifestyle health coach. And I really work with women in helping them heal their bodies from disease, um, using their blood type so that they can walk and thrive unapologetically as they walk on this earth. And I'm happy to do that. I've been, um, really working on that throughout my life. So now I want to share with everyone else in terms of their health to really get to where they need to go while they're here. So that's a little bit about me, but let's talk about the topic for today because the day is the first day in August, y'all. Yay! We got another 1 month of summertime to go. And there's so many things that we need to experience right now in summertime, right? Some of us still have yet to get to the beaches or the barbecues or the weddings or the outings or the parks. Let's get some summertime fun in here, guys. This is the first month of August. I don't want you to forget. This is the first month of August, and it's still the opportunity each time you wake up to make a change. But this is the first month, so let's look at some of our health intentions of what we can do to help this beautiful body that you have. And sometimes maybe you don't feel like you do, and sometimes you get up and there's pains and aches in the body. Especially as we mature in life, right? But we can still do this. You can still feel good regardless of your age. Age is just a number, and I'm learning that more and more. So let's focus on some things that we can do. And I just wanted to kind of break this down a little bit different than what you guys probably used to us doing here on the show. Honor your health. Is I want to break it down in categories. I want to start with mental health because this is kind of, oh boy, this is a big topic that I believe a lot of people don't talk about. And I actually had the opportunity on Friday to be in my community and be on a panel of beautiful women where we talked about mental health and how that looks like. And young lady Ayana Anderson did a whole series on it called Soulful Summer Series. And I don't believe we talk enough about that. Yes, I'm a coach in the health area, and I really focus more on the blood type, which involves your physical, and sometimes your even your emotional health. But mentally, how does that really focus in our lives? So I have some thoughts here to share with you because even though it's the first, before we even get into that, even though this is the first day of August and August is the eighth month, you still have the rest of until December to get things going. And for some of us that really celebrate the Hebrew year starts next month. But in the meantime, there's so many things that you can do in 30 days. There's so many things that we can start really thinking and emotionally get ourselves wrapped around. Because in my notes here, I say, we got to stop staying stuck, guys. How many times are you going to say that you're stuck in the same place? It's because breaking those chains of the cycle. And I thought about washing machine because we were washing clothes the other night, and I kept hearing the sound of the washing machine. I said that thing keeps going circles and circles and circles until it wrings it out really, really clean, and you can take it out, put it in the dryer, or put it on the rack for it to dry. And in life, so many things happen to us that we tend to forget that we have the authority, that we have been created to make some things different. And you have the authority. I give you permission today to break the cycles, that you don't have to be stuck in one place, that you can move and move forward with grace, with peace, and tenacity to make this happen in your health. Okay. So let's start with mental health. These are some notes I had to share with you. Is start with Healthy boundaries. Oh my gosh, healthy boundaries. How does that look for you today? How does that look for you this month? What are some healthy boundaries? I want you to start thinking about these things, um, and what you can do in reference to healthy boundaries, because that's a big one. Big one, big one, big one, big one is healthy boundaries. Um, Mike says health is your wealth. 69% of bankruptcy is due to medical debt. Health intentions are very important. Thanks for going live on mental health, physical, emotional, financial. Amen to that. Because Mike, my girlfriend, Coach Kim, is our financial health person here, and she really goes deep into that too. So you will definitely see her again. But thank you for that comment. And it's so true because what happens is this: mentally, everything, when we talk about our mental health, we thinking about our mind, but everything is all connected. Okay, your mind, your body, your soul, everything, your spirit, everything is connected. And when one of those four things or five things, because even we got social health, we got intellect health, there's so many even other things, but the main ones we talk about is those four. When things are not aligned, things start deteriorating in your body physically when we deal with that. So I want you to think about your boundaries, your health boundaries. What are you doing to really uh, kind of put boundaries around yourself in terms of your health? And I thought about these things to kind of share with you. Time with yourself. That is so important, especially when your mom or your daughter or your cousin or your auntie, your grandma, or you work full time 9 to 5, or maybe you work 9 to 10 at night. I don't know, those extra hours. Or you're a business owner. When do you find time for yourself? Also, family time is so important. Um, whether you're playing with them, whether you're being socializing with them, when are you learning about how to have your borders with even your family time, that they don't kind of flow into the other areas that you have carved out for yourself. You know, something I remember hearing when I used to work for Weight Watchers, which we know is a big, big company, with regard to teaching people how to lose weight, is no is a full sentence. I remember one of my leaders that I learned from, she used to say that all the time. No is a full sentence. When you say no, it should mean no. It should not mean yes. It should not be maybe. If you're saying no, that you're not going to do a certain thing because it's taking away time for yourself or maybe keeping you healthy, then no is a full sentence. All right. Another thing is, in mental, I'm thinking about also is asking for assistance. I believe a lot of times, especially women, we can figure we can do everything. We figure we can, have the baby on one hip, cook the food, have the phone in the air, talking to your spouse as he's on the way home, kicking the door closed because the dog just went out in the backyard. Listen, one of those things are going to fall if you're not careful, right? So ask for help, ask for assistance. It is okay to ask for help. A lot of times we have grown up, and I'm guilty of this. I remember in my family, it was almost like you had to be a superwoman. At least that's the way I felt. Like we had to do all these things and still be good at it. But that's not necessarily true. It's okay to have other people help you, and help you along in the course and stuff like that. So let's also work on our thoughts. Work on what you are thinking about yourself, and also as you're thinking it, what are you saying? Because we are snared by the words of our tongue. Okay, well, be careful of that. Be careful of that. um, what are you thinking? And work on thinking good things and thinking powerful things over yourself and for other people too. That you wish them goodwill, you want them to succeed, and things of that nature. So another thing I thought about this with regard to mental health is releasing the pain, the pain and the suffering of a hurt that you had in the past, or abuse. And I believe that goes to that trauma, releasing that so that you can be more whole. Because when we hold on to those things, it's almost like you're in these broken pieces, and the broken pieces won't be able to heal if we haven't released the pain. And when we hold on to the pain, the body actually takes that, internalize that in, and it deteriorates different parts of your body. And then unfortunately we get what's called dis-ease. right? We get dis-ease in our body. And dis-ease can show up with so many different things, right? It could be high blood pressure, it could be high cholesterol, it could be diabetes, um, it could be an autoimmune condition, it could be a chronic condition, it could be cancer, it could be, it's so many different things out there. I can go through a list of so many. We won't do that today. But when we don't take the time to release ourselves from the trauma and heal, it causes so much damage in the long run. And we don't want that for ourselves. We want to feel whole, we want to feel healthy, and we want to be vibrant for the future, right? So, those are some things I was thinking about with regard to our mental health. The next one I was saying, okay, emotionally, how do we get ourselves emotionally together? Um, especially in the world we live in, people are looking at the news and things in your environment or even in your neighborhood that emotionally can upset you and make you feel a little bit different and not different in the good sense, but different in the not the good sense. So here's some notes. So I'm putting my head down because I'm reading my notes here. Okay, so emotional health is being also aware of who you are, I believe, also accepting who you are and having those coping skills to deal with it. Oh my gosh, those coping skills to deal with it, okay? Loving yourself unconditionally. This is on my personal thing. Unconditionally helps with that emotion, okay? Loving yourself for who you are and accepting yourself. Accepting yourself for who you are really, really helps. Forgiving, I felt, is a good area. Forgiving others to when you forgive others, you remove those chains of bondage, because unforgiveness is a chain that will keep you in bondage, that again leads you to that dis-ease. There have been studies, and I can't think of them right now. There are hundreds of studies showing when you unforgive, how it definitely triggers uh, the breakdown in your body cells and causes dis-ease. You could definitely look that up. But forgiving is part of that emotional health that keeps you healthy, that has you very, very aware and how you dealing with that, right? Because if coping skills, if you're unforgiving, that means your coping skills are affected or skewed by that. Don't you agree? Okay, so let's talk about the fact that when you start declaring and decreeing positive over your body, over your good stuff, that I'm worthy, that I'm beautiful, that I'm successful, that I'm blessed, that I'm not stressed. These are some things that we can do to keep us together, emotionally speaking, right? Also, treating others as you want them to treat you. That's a big one. How are you treating others? Are you kind? Do you have integrity? Do you have patience with others? This all is part of our health, man. I'm telling you, all of this is a part of our health. Okay, living with purpose, feeling that there's a reason why you here. There's a reason why you have the gifts and talents that have been given to you, and that are we using it, or are we procrastinating and debating and distracting from it? Are we really using those talents so that we can make an impact, that we can make a difference in someone else's life so that they can move forward? And by you just saying something as simple as hi, or a smile, or giving somebody a hug, or a text or a call, or social media, maybe putting out someone else's post that was, they're talking about what they're doing in their business. There's so many ways we can live with purpose, and that helps your health. That helps elevate your health. That helps you feel more energetic and vibrant about yourself. Okay. Also, allowing others to pour into you, because if you're giving and nurturing yourself, nurturing others, allow others to pour into you. Okay. And that helps a lot when you can do that and feel that way for others. Okay. The next thing I wanted to talk about with regard to this is having a great outlook on life. Oh my goodness. Sometimes, and I can testify this, there was a time in my life when I got diagnosed with autoimmune condition that I really had no idea whether or not I'll be here 30 years later. From what they were talking about, these doctors really didn't understand it that much, and I had so much medication, and I just didn't understand, and I just didn't have a good outlook on life. I kept saying, "Why me? Why me? Why am I going through this? This really hurts." I had a lot of pain in my joints and my hips and headaches and all the things, and I just couldn't figure this out. And I tell you something, when you are in a state of being emotionally and mentally where you're not in a good space, you do things to yourself that aren't really healthy. So since I was in denial, what I did is I did emotional eating. Okay, we're talking about emotion. Emotionally, I ate. Okay, so I'm sad, I ate. I'm angry at myself, I ate. I'm defensive, I ate. Because all of these things I ate emotionally, I was just dealing with so much stuff with that. I just could not figure it out. And it's great when you have people that can pour into you or finding support, right? Finding support so that you can have a greater outlook on life. So those are some thoughts with regards to the emotional part with regard to our health. And then the part which a lot of you guys probably is a reminder for some, and maybe for others is something that we need to really look into and consider is the physical part. The first thing is drink water. Oh my gosh, especially throughout the nation. If you have not had the opportunity, I ask you and implore you to check out Honor Your Health last week, because we talked about the heat, and meaning HEAT, and how that's affecting different states in the United States and across the world. So many people are dealing with the heat, 100 temperatures, 113, 120, and our bodies aren't made for that. Okay, when you have a temperature, you think about it. Let's get realistic on this. This is practical stuff. When you have a natural temperature of 97.2 or 97.5, your temperature is pretty much okay. But when we know we have a fever, right? Our fever, our body goes to 100, 102, 103. That's showing some kind of infection, something's working against us in our bodies. Well, you think about it on the outside, and you're in a state that has 112 for several days. Your body's like, what the heck is going on? It's really not helping you, right? So I want you to think about it like that, because the same thing is with the temperature in your body internally. It's the same thing that's happening all the time, and it can definitely affect the organs that are in our bodies to keep us healthy, right? So drink plenty of water. I would even recommend to this, drink half of your body weight in ounces of water. And how can you do that? Oh, wow. You can drink water, of course. You can definitely put lemons and fruits in it so that you have a better taste of it, because I know not everyone loves water. But also, you can use different fruits and vegetables to build that up. Um, Cucumbers are very good. Watermelon is very good. But like I said, check out Honor Your Health on last week, Tuesday, which was the 31st. No, it was, I'm sorry, I don't remember the date offhand. But check out last week's video, and you will get all the nuggets with regard to how to handle your body in the heat, because some states are still dealing with that. So we want us to be very careful with our physical health, okay? Next thing is eat protein foods. There are so many protein foods, and you can get away with eating protein foods without even having dairy, because I know they'll tell you that milk and yogurt and cottage cheese have protein. Yes, they do. But the same thing, dairy can cause a lot of mucus in your body, and depending on your blood type, we want to be sensitive to that too. So you can have broccoli, you can have eggs, you can have fish. Some fish is good. Salmon and tuna are great sources of protein. Oats, turkey, chicken breast, lean red meat, like beef has you really want it lean. You have black beans. You can have tempeh soy if you're a vegan. You can have tofu if you're vegan. You can use protein powder mix. With regard to that, you can have guava. You can have quinoa. There's so many different protein foods. You should, not should. There is no reason why you cannot have a protein food when you're eating throughout the day to keep you, one, it keeps you satisfied so that you're not over snacked, and two, it helps build your muscles. Okay, so that's another reason for our physical health is having more protein throughout the day. Okay, and next thing is having our fresh vegetables. Now, I know growing up, and let's be real about this, they were on your plate and you did not want to eat it. And your mother, if you had a mom like mine, she was like, you are sitting there until you finish those broccoli or the Brussels sprouts, whatever you didn't like, you had to finish that before you got off the table. So, and the reason why we have vegetables, because first of all, a lot of vegetables have water in it, and our bodies are like 60-70% water anyway, right? But they are have a lot of great benefits to having your different vegetables. The dark greens are great because you have the chlorophyll in it from the sun and you get great vitamins to your cells. So, and also helps roughage. I know we don't talk a lot about roughage, but roughage really helps with regard to moving the waste products out of your body. So you have great bowel movements, guys. Okay. So we definitely want to make sure that we find ways we can do that unless you have a medical condition. There's other ways you can handle that for your body in reference to stomach and colon, okay? But vegetables are very good for us to have on a regular basis. You know, when you think about your plate, okay? When you're making your plate, you want it as colorful as possible. The more color of the rainbows, and there's 7 different colors, the better off your body will feel when you're eating like that, okay? Now, I know there are people out here that are going to tell me I'm wrong. That's okay. But I feel the more rainbow you eat, the more colorful it is. It's also appealing to the eye, which gets you to invite you to eat that plate, okay? And then using portion control, okay? Volume is can be very very large if we don't take the time to really measure out our foods. Okay, because remember we only have one body tempo to go in this lifetime, and we want to take care of it with energy and vitality. Okay, so that's with the frozen. And you know, when I talk about vegetables, you can have fresh vegetables. A lot of markets around, farmer markets are out now in the summertime. You can have frozen if you don't have time to get to the farmers market. They're just as good, okay, to do that. Also, exercising is so important in our physical health. Oh my gosh, I have so many people in my lifetime who I've worked with that tells me, well, I can only eat, I'm not going to exercise. They work together, folks. You know, it helps to move the body. We were not moved to just sit all day. And I'm just thinking about it even today, the work I was doing. I've been sitting like 4 hours. I was like, girl, you better get up and move. We're not made to be sedentary. Sedentary is the new, hi, Joe. Sedentary is the new smoking. Okay. If you sit too long, it's not really good for our bodies. Okay. We got 2 legs to move, God willing. You got arms to move. You can work out. You can swim. You can dance. You can jump. You can walk. You could ice skate. You can roller skate. You know, you can jump rope. There's so many things you can do with this body. Okay. So we want to find exercises that work for our blood type, because what happens is that for our O's, high intensity intervals really work for you. It just does. And the more you do that on a regular basis, 30 minutes, you know, I know the guidelines will tell you, CDC will say 30 minutes a day, at least 5 days a week. It also depends on your size. It also depends on what you're eating, but definitely moving. And if you can't do 30 minutes at one time, try 10 minutes 3 times during the day. That gets you to move, right? So that really helps. Also, for people that are A's, I'm just giving you a quick rundown. A's tend to be more calming. So please don't be doing, you know, like jumping jacks and stuff like that. That doesn't work for A. A, you need more calming, relaxing exercises. Okay. Stretching really helps. Slow movements really help for A. Okay. Because if you're doing the intervals, you're really upsetting your body, and it's really sensitive. And being sensitive like that is going against what you really need for it to do. Okay, without getting into everything to explain that. Okay, B's. Anyone that's a type B in terms of your blood balance, you can pretty much do any kind of exercise. You can get away with hiking. You can get away with walking. You can get away with swimming. Type B can really get away with regard to almost any exercise, and it'd be very, very successful for them. A person that's an AB, which is very, very rare blood type, by the way, is like a chameleon. So you get a little bit of A, you can do a little bit of A, calming exercise, and you can do a little bit of B, which is balance. Okay, so the whole thing with exercising is starting and not stopping, because when you stop, Man, it's really challenging to get back on that bandwagon. I can tell you, and I can testify to that right now. I'm going back into my strength training and my weight training, and I'm realizing, man, I should have just kept this up. Okay, so that's for anybody. A quick note with that, and let's work on eating nutritionally. Okay, nutritionally, let's talk about the fact that there are vitamins in our foods that we want to eat. Okay. When we have simple carbs, and simple carbs, if you don't know what that is, okay, it's stuff like having french fries and candy and sugar and stuff like these are simple carbs. Okay, you need the complex carbs, which are our fruits and vegetables, right, that really work well in our cells and give us the energy that we need. Okay, so we want to have vitamin A in our in our eating plans. We want to have vitamin K. We want to have vitamin C, which is like the nutritious citrus fruits in our way. We want to have calcium, magnesium. You want to have niacin. I mean, I can list the whole things, but that is very boring for a lot of people. Okay, but the whole thing is you need nutrition in order for these bones to keep moving, and your beautiful teeth, and your skin, and your nails. Okay, all of this stuff makes up our whole body. But if we're lacking it, what happens? You don't have what you need in order to move forward, and you're extremely tired and fatigued. Okay, so in reference to our spiritual health, which I'll just briefly say that from the heart, is that um, that part is knowing that God is here in this atmosphere to help you move forward. If you are a believer like myself, um, you know that God has made this world beautiful for us to enjoy it, to be creative and to use our talents and abilities, but he also wants us healthy, and he also wants us prosperous. So the more that you know about your body and knowing how to use your mind and everything to go with it, the more that you are successful, because we know health and wealth go together. Okay, when they don't go together, we have lopsided stuff happening, right? So all of these things work together in our health, our emotional, our mental, our physical, and our spiritual health all work together. And then we have social health is more with what I feel in terms of moving forward, is that ability to be able to connect with other people, connect in terms of building those relationships. And when you're isolated, like we were almost 3 years ago, that that breaks down, and then you don't know how to connect with other people and build relationships. So take the time, folks, to get off of social media, because that's I know I'm on social media right now, so don't stop right now. But I mean, get out in the open, go to person events, find people, talk to people, shake their hands, have a conversation in their face, smile like I'm doing right now. Get time when you get to know people. That is social interaction. We are social beings. We're not made in this earth by ourselves. We're made to build community and have connections, right? And when we do that, our body, oh gosh, the body, mind, and soul all connects together when we do that. Okay, it gets exciting. So those are things I wanted to talk about so that you can decide for this month, August, because this is the first day, what areas that you're going to take out of those things that I talked about that you're going to work on. And let me know in the comments, if you've seen this on the replay and after you've heard everything, let me know in the comments, what are you going to work on this month so that the rest of the calendar year can be banging, where you're healthy and prosperous, that people can see the light that's shining through you, because when you walked in that door, they know that you have purpose. They know that you are worthy. They know that you are valuable. They know that you are beautiful. You know all of this because you walked in with confidence, because you took care of your body, you took care of your mind, you're emotionally equipped, and coping skills are there, and that you have the heart and the spirit that God has given you today. So with that, guys, let me also give you the banner on how you can connect with me before I get off. Let me see if I can show it if it comes up. Yes, you can connect with me on Facebook, which I'm live here. Connect with me on LinkedIn or YouTube. And my website is livinglovingyouwell.com, because that's the name of my company that I founded. Also, my girlfriend, Coach Kim, her link is here too. You can easily get a hold of her, Nickels and Dimes Solutions, and she has the financial exam that you can get together with her. any way I can serve you, or you know of anyone that I can help with regard to their journey in reference to their health, getting back to the better version of myself, let me know because I'll be glad to serve them in any capacity that I can. And if not, I will refer them to another coach that I know. So, with that, guys, be well, be blessed, have an awesome, awesome week, and let me know in the comments what are you going to work on this month going forward with regard to your health in those areas that we talked about today. So, God bless, and I will see y'all again next week.